Hello everyone and welcome back to our second day for the JavaScript session. And first of all, happy Mahashivratri. And I think I hope you had a great day today. And let me just know if I'm audible and I'm just crystal and clear in the chat. Please do let me know if I'm visible. Okay, hello, good evening. Yes, hello everyone. I hope you had a very great day, and today, if you are here, I will make sure that you are going to learn something new. And it's today's session is going to be very excited. I'm very excited for today's session because tomorrow we are going to do project work, and I'm gonna show you how actually our project is actually gonna look. So, okay, Aditi, thanks for letting me know I'm audible. Okay. Yup, same to you. Happy Mahashivratri. Har Har Mahadev. So let's start our today's session. Okay. So before starting, let's Har Har Mahadev and let's start our today's session. So I hope you can see our screen. And yesterday we just covered all of the basic topics, and yesterday we achieved really big things. If you are like it's your first time in the programming world, you have literally achieved real good stuff yesterday, like about variables, and we also covered conditional statements also, and all kind of data types and all. Yeah, thank you, Sanjeev. Same to you, and like Mac Mini. Yep, thank you. Same to you. So let's start today's session. And today we are going to cover two or more different things that again gonna sound some difficult concept like functions and loops. But just please trust me, these topics are so easy. And also I'm gonna tell you how to we people know about these things also. So, okay, let's start first. Let me just do one thing. Okay, let's start with very, very basic things. Okay, let me just take user from let me just declare a new variable and like two numbers. Okay, num and num2. Okay, where num2. Okay, now if I want to add them like we have did it yesterday, we could have just did num plus num2, and we can save the result in third variable result, and now we can just like use it for anything. But today let me just show you one more thing. JavaScript is written in this HTML document, as you can see here. We can also access the HTML document using JavaScript. Let me just show you what I'm trying to say. Basically, we can access this document, this HTML document. All you have to do is use document, and document dot write, and we can write anything on that document, like hello, I am JavaScript. So by just using this line of code, document dot write, we can write anything in our basically in our web page. Let me just show it to you. So here you can see we have written this thing from our JavaScript to the HTML document. Isn't it exciting? So we can use this for many more things. We can write complete like JavaScript also. We can give a line break. We can also show the results. We can show anything, any variable that we have made in JavaScript. We can also like style our things. Like I can do like HR this tag. I hope this tag is for creating a line. So let me just save it. So we could just do little kind of styling also. So now we are going to use this document dot write to write the result on the screen. Okay, so let me just show you. We can write document dot let me just show it to you. We are going to show document dot write num1, okay, plus num2, and we are going to make this inside basically a, and then we can say is equals to result. So let me just show it to you. So here we got, okay, just give me a second. One more thing, I am just going to do that. I'm going to show you why we are using this kind of things. So I'm just going to do this num here, and let's just use this thing. I'm going to explain this, don't worry. Okay, here. So I have done this different kind of stuff here. Don't worry about this. I'm going to explain this to you. Okay, am I audible? Because yesterday my screen just got freezed. Okay, so as you can see, we got, let me just show, say we have missed this plus also here. So let me just show this to you. And now we can just remove remove this. I don't mind if my voice like a little bit cracky today because it was a big day. So my voice is little bit cracky. Don't worry, let me just complete this as soon as possible. Okay, we have did this, and you can see, okay, it's like I have missed some of the things. I have to do comma here. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Okay, so we have written 110 plus, like I have misoriented the things. I'm gonna fix this. It's like 10 plus 20 equals to 30. I'm gonna fix this. We have to remove this and paste it here. I'm gonna explain how I did this. So now we are gonna get 10 plus 20 equals to 30. So we can just like gonna manipulate the real document now. Okay. So let's just make some kind of a special program that is going to take input from the user. Then we are going to calculate the thing, and we are gonna show it to the screen. That is the thing that we did yesterday. But what if there is some line of code that we are gonna use again and again, again and again? So in that case, all we can do, like make a small packet for this line of code, and we are gonna store this thing. So these are basically called functions. And very in a very nutshell, functions are just a line of code. So line of code like this line of code, we are gonna wrap this line of code, and we are just gonna use this line of code again and again. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. So let's just remove it, and now we are gonna make a function. To make a function, it's very easy. The thing I'm gonna write now are just basic syntax. So it's like, what is it? So we are gonna make a function, and here we have declared a function, and we have to name a function. So let me say calculator later. Okay, please don't mind my spellings. I'm really very bad with the spellings. So here we have successfully made a function. So this thing is a function, this thing is just a function, and we can gonna write every code here. Okay, we have written this code here, and you can write anything here, like console.log. I am a function, I am a calculator or function. Now to it's not it's for now it's not going to do anything. As you can see, we got not anything here. Even in the console we are not getting anything, so everything is clean. To use this function, all we need to do is call a function. So basically here we have created a function. Now all we have to do is call this function. For that, just call, you make basically after the name of function, use this parenthesis brackets basically, and now we can call this function. So now we are calling this function by using this syntax. So we can call a function as many times we want. So let me just show you. Here we are we're gonna get the output, I am a calculator function, and I can do this thing again and again, see as much time as I want. So as you can see, we got the output, the same output again and again. So we have just made a small block of code that we can use as many as time we want. So this is called function in a very basic terms, and this is actually functions are. Okay, Akshay, document is used. Basically, JavaScript have the access for our document. Let me just hide this thing first. And what actually document is this basically window object, because it's gonna be a little bit hard to understand for you. But in a nutshell, document is nothing, just this HTML document, and we can use that document to edit our things. So we can just like do document.write, document.create, or like these kind of things. I'm gonna explain this to you. Okay, Shuraj Singh, why we use function? So in this case, I think it's very basic use case of function. Suraj, let's just assume you have a code that is gonna calculate the distance between 2 points. Okay, like your location and my location, and we are gonna calculate the distance between us. So it's gonna be very difficult to write that code again and again. So we are just gonna make write a function for that, and we are going to save that function at a place. And now we have made a function, and whenever we are going to call that function, it's going to give us the distance between two of us, and we can modify that function just by using parameters. That thing we are going to do right now, and we can use the same function to like calculate the distance between any point. So it's like a function are just the basic use case of the function are just to to improve the usability of code. So there is a concept in programming, in every programming, that's called dry principle. And what is the full form of this dry principle? Don't repeat yourself. So it's like don't repeat, repeat. Okay, don't mind my spellings. So don't repeat your self. So it's a principle in programming that you don't just write same code again and again. So that's why we use functions. Okay, I hope you understand the answer. Akshay, what, sir, please tell some concepts. Okay, so basically, JavaScript, I think you're talking about the document. I think, yes. So tomorrow we are going to have a full session about the document. In that part, I'm going to explain that. But again, if you are having doubt, I'm just going to clear that right now. डी के एन डी, हाय सर, उसमें आप राइट वाला कोड कैसे ला रहे हो? आप ओपन फ्रंट एंड लिखते हो और ऑटो कैसे वापस सब हो जाता है? कैन यू प्लीज एक्सप्लेन? आप ओपन फ्रंट लिखते हो और ऑटो कैसे आपसे जाता है? Please Deacon, can you please rewrite your question? I am not able to understand what you are saying right now. Okay, Yashraj Singh, but might be this is not a good practice. We need to use loop. Yes, loops have a very different use cases. So each and every concept of programming have different use cases. Loops are basically used to do a code in a repeated manner without any proper control. So if you have started a loop, it's gonna starting and it's gonna end, and we cannot use that loop again. I'm gonna show you two again, but we can manipulate this function as much time as we want. We are gonna manipulate this function right now. So you're gonna explain get get the understanding of the concept. Don't worry. एक लेटर लिखा पर बाकी सब कोड कैसे लिखा जाता? Okay, I am using a basically a AI autocomplete. So that's why basically this autocomplete just read my coding style, and it just suggests me what I am gonna write, because this AI knows me a lot, so it knows what I'm gonna write now. So that is the thing. What is the fat arrow function? Fat arrow functions are introduced in the JES6 of the JavaScript. I'm going to tell you also that. He said how to auto write. Okay, that's basically a VS Code extension that is going to auto write. Yes, yes, we can. Basically, I'm using autocomplete. It's a feature of VS Code that's I'm using. Okay, so moving on. Now we are going to make a calculator function. So a function can also accept some kind of parameters. And what are these parameters? Here you can see in this bracket, we can pass some data, or in a very simple word, we can pass some information that is gonna we can use that information to do different kind of things. Okay, and how to pass some kind of data? We can if whenever we are going to call a function, all you have to do is pass some data here. Like I'm going to pass 4, 5 and 6 here. Now we can access this data inside this function. How? All we need to do is mention some of the parameters here, and these are called parameters. Okay, now this num is gonna get a value of 4, this num2 is gonna get the value of 5, and num3 is gonna get the value of 6. And now we can access this thing. So let me just copy this, and we can have we can console this thing here. So we have passed some kind of data inside the function, and let me just show you. We have successfully accessed the values. So we got 4, 5 and 6. Now we can use this power to make our function a superman. How to do this? All you have to do, we are just gonna pass two values here, and third parameter is going to be a operator in a string. So now pass two numbers, and third in the third parameter pass some kind of operator, or basically operator. Okay, now we can name these parameters anything we can name this. Okay, so I'm gonna make num1, num2 an operator. Now we can use our conditional statement thing, and we can just use this thing to write this code. So I'm gonna explain this code to you. So if the operator is equals to plus, just add two number. Okay, so I'm gonna console log two numbers, and again here I'm gonna minus the number, here I'm gonna plus the. Okay, in this case minus the number, in this case multiply the number, and in this case divide this number. So it is the concept of if and else. So let me just remove this part here, so that's just very easily understandable. Understandable. So if operator is equals to plus, okay, if the operator is equals to plus, then add num1 and 2 and just console.log the number. Okay, that's all. So now we are gonna call this function with two numbers, and third parameter is going to be a operator like plus, multiply, and divide, and we are gonna get a output 9. Now we are going to make again if condition, if or else if operator is equals to this star symbol, then console.log num1 multiplied by num2. Now if I'm going to pass star here, it's gonna like multiply the numbers. So we got 20 here. So we can just use this calculator function, and all we have to do is write some numbers and the operator, and this is going to do all kind of calculation for us. And similarly, I'm gonna complete the code for division and subtraction also, and this is for the division, and again let me make one for subtraction. Else if, okay, so here I have written like a part for subtraction. So if I'm like providing minus symbol here, and 14, 5 and a minus symbol, it's gonna subtract the thing. So you can see we got a subtract like minus value. And we can also write here like addition in the case of addition, and here we are gonna write multiplication. Don't mind my spellings again. And here it's gonna be division, division, okay, and here it's like subtraction. I hope okay, it's not the correct spelling. So here we can just call this function as much as time we want, and we can just we have to pass the symbol, and we are gonna get the outputs. So we have like made us kind of what we say, a function, a code that we are going to use again and again. Switch case concept also, okay, I'm gonna explain the switch case also. Okay, tab 9 extension, yes, tab 9 extension is a very good extension, but I think that extension is paid. In free tier it do not support some kind of like much more good functionalities, but you can use that extension also. What is console.log? Nathia, for that you have to visit my previous session, but console.log is a is a line of code that we use to console something on this thing here. Like we by using console.log we get output here. Like if you have experience for Python, in Python we have print, in Java we have system.print.ln, I think that is the syntax, and C plus in C we have printf. Similarly in JS we have console.log. Can you please tell me? Okay, Aditi, equals to is used to check if this part is equals to this part or not. So we are checking if operator is equals to this or not. So that is the use case of triple equals to. So if operate like this sign, this variable is equals to this or not. Okay, simple. So let me just show you a basic simple case. Here I am just checking. Let me just make a variable num10 here, and by using equals to, if here I'm just checking if num is equals to 10 or not. If it is equal, just show me like console log 10, and in different case, let's just show is not 10. So that's a very basic use case of equals to. This equals to is gonna assign this value. Like now number 1 is equals to 10, but triple equals to is gonna compare the two values. That's the simple difference. So here we can see we are getting output 10, and if it's 11, now num is not equals to 10. So now we are gonna get output not 10. That's simple as that. That's all about triple equals to. Difference between double equals to and triple equals to. Okay, Mohit, basically we always use triple equals to because it's a good practice. Anyways, double equals to does not check about the data type. So let me just show you. Here I have 10. Okay, so double equals to and triple equals to work in a moreover in a same fashion. So we are gonna get the same output, But let me just show you. If this 10 is a string, so this 10 is a string and this 10 is a number. It's also now just by using double equals to, it's gonna ignore this thing. It's gonna check, okay, this thing is equals to this thing, even if one of the thing is 10. So we got just 10. But if I am using triple equals to here, it's gonna like, no, this 10 is not equals to this 10 because this 10 is a string and this 10 is a number. So now we are gonna get not 10. So that is the very basic difference for about the double and triple equals to, but I will suggest you to use always triple equals to. Okay, else if, okay, I'm gonna explain the else if also in this part. In this part, I'm gonna explain the else if also. Could you please share the note, Varun? Yes, for that, just have a look in the group. Okay, so just let me know if you like understood the very basic of the functions. Let me know in the class if you just understood what is the use case of function. So let me just remind you, functions, by just using functions, we just like wrapped up the code in, and we are gonna use that code again and again, and we can pass some kind of data in this function, and we can perform some actions over that value. Okay. So let me just know in the chat if you understood the concept. Why can't we use document.write to see the output? Yes, we can use document.write to get the output. So let me just find like just change all of the console.log to document.write. Now we are gonna get the output on the screen. So here we got the output on the screen. We can also use document.write instead of console.log. It's completely depends on you. Okay, Gopi, I think you got your answer. Please tell me about the switch concept. Okay, we are gonna convert this code into switch statement now. Okay, how to command line whole code in VS Code. Command line, what you are telling me, what is the meaning of command line? Please, can you please change the theme? Okay, like tell me which theme you want, because should I use a white theme, like bright theme? Okay, let's go with some bright theme. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, I have a lot of themes with me. Should I use this theme? Okay, okay. Just let me know which theme should I use if you want. David, Hindi, tell us in Hindi. Okay, I can talk in Hindi, but we have people from all over India. Okay, let me know how many of you are comfortable with Hindi in the chat. If you, all of you are comfortable in Hindi, I'm gonna like convert, also speak in Hindi. Okay. Best practice is to use console.log. Okay, light theme. So guys, are you comfortable with the light themes? Please do let me know in the chat. We are gonna have a very good project tomorrow. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'm gonna use this quite light theme. Okay. So are you able to see the code properly with this white theme? Let me just know in the chat. What are you talking about? No. Can you please write the no complete sentence? So okay, let me know in the chat like dark theme or light theme. Whoever is going to win, I am just gonna use that theme. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Hindi, no. Okay. I think you people are talking about Hindi. Okay. Okay, first let me know dark theme or bright theme. Let's have a war between the dark theme people and the light theme people. Personally, I'm a dark theme person because I do most of our work at the night. So I'm kind of night person. So we have three votes for the dark theme: 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, dark theme is winning. Okay, okay. I understood. Okay, you people want a dark theme. So let me use a dark theme, and let's go with a dark theme that in that theme you can understand the code easily. So let's go with hmm, it's so difficult to choose a theme. It's just like choosing a color for your car. No matter what color you choose, you always feel, oh भाई काश वो वाला color ले लिया होता यार, वो color अच्छा है. Okay, I'm just gonna use this thing. Okay, I hope. Okay, dark. Yes. Okay, Lord of Wizard, I understood you people want the dark theme. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. You can stop now. Prince, yeah, I'm gonna share the notes in the group. Yes, no, Siddharth. Basically, the thing is, like, have you noticed that, like, you, whenever you are doing some kind of work, always keep your table very clean. So that's kind of thing, because we developer always try to keep our laptops and our code and these kind of thing looks exciting. Okay, that's the only thing. Okay. So now we have made a function that is gonna calculate some kind of perform some kind of calculation, and we can also just call this use basically some of the variables for that. Now I'm gonna convert this else if into switch statement. So switch is also a conditional statement. Basically, we have two types of conditional statement: if, and then we have switch. And let me just convert this code into switch statement. It's very easy. It's like easier than if else. All you have to do, let me just remove this code. Now, I'm just gonna tell you about the switch statement syntax. For that, write switch, then inside the bracket type the name like the thing that you are going to compare. So we are going to compare operator here, because if operator is equals to this, operator is equals to this. So in the case of if, this thing we are going to use inside this bracket. Okay, operator here. And let me just continue with the code, and you will be understanding each and everything. Now we are going to show case. Okay, so if operator have a case in if it's equals to plus, then what we are gonna do, we are gonna write document dot write addition, and when we are gonna do like num1 plus num2. So here we have to write what if operator is equals to plus the case. So we just use switch inside the bracket, pass some of the like variable, and case. In the case, if it is equals to this thing, basically plus thing, then here you have to write a code that document dot write num1 plus num2. And in the case, if it is equals to multiply sign, do document dot write multiplication. Okay, okay, document dot write multiplication, num1 plus num2 multiply by num2 and multiplication. And let me just add another case if this thing is equals to subtraction or division, and I'm going to complete my code. Okay, so here we have converted if else statement into switch statement. So I think each and every scenario you can use any of these, just depending on the scene you are having. So sometimes if else is like easier to do, and sometimes switch cases are easier to do. Switch cases are much more preferred if you have multiple condition. So anytime you can if you have something like if else, it's look little bit confusing to see this. So you can just convert this thing into switch case. So if operator is equals to plus, then do this. If operator is equals to this, then do this. And where this operator, this operator, basically the operator which function got as a parameter. So this operator, and where we pass this operator from, we pass this operator from this basically calculate. When we called this function calculate, we pass the operator, and we here we are checking the operator. So that's all. Okay, let me have a look at the chat. Okay, can you tell file theme which extension? Okay, I think the theme I am using is Dobry. Next. Mm-mm-mm. Let me have a look at the chat. Oh, please do like the stream, please. Yesterday I got less likes, so please let like that. I yesterday I just forgot about telling you to like the video. Yes, Mr. Devilister. I also feel same. Light themes are not ugly. They are just hard on our eyes. That's the only thing. And if you're working day and night, like as you can see, I got specs, and it's because I do a lot of coding. That's why. Can we get the U? What is this U? What do you mean by basically that, Mr. Sheikh Samreen? Basically, we are gonna cover that topic tomorrow. Link, please. What link you're asking? Web anime? Mm, mm, mm. I think you are talking about the notes. Have a look in the group. I think you are gonna like for the autocomplete. I'm using a AI autocomplete copilot name of the. Okay, thank you, Rakesh. Let's moving on. Okay, we got so diverted. So now we have converted our if else statement into a switch statement, and it's very easy, but there is a small catch in the switch state, basically in switches. Like if I like you're gonna see that. Okay, if I have passed multiply here, and let's have a look at our code, and here we got multiplication, division and subtraction. We got all of the three things. Why we got these three things? Even if I have passed the star here, so let me just convert this document.write to console.log, because console.log is like little bit cleaner in this case. So let's go over here and let's have our inspect element. So we got multiplication, division and subtraction. Why this happened? Because in switch statement, as soon as some any case is successfully completed, switch is gonna execute everything after that. So now if this condition is true, because we have passed the star symbol, so now operator is equals to star, so that's why it's executing everything after that. To prevent this, we have to use a basically a thing called break. So this break is gonna like break our code. So it's basically the syntax of the code. So after each line we have to use the break statement here. So now it's not gonna do this thing here. As soon as it's gonna encounter a true condition, it's gonna complete that condition, and after that it's not gonna like cover each and every condition. Okay, and before moving on, let me just show you a place where you can see these things. So we have a called web3 JS. So these things are called JavaScript. Okay, just Google JavaScript, and here you will find JavaScript documentation. And inside here we have each and everything in this documentation. So if you are know like all of the basics, if you know about basic about the coding, and like it's not easy to read a documentation, but with the learning in time you can read the documentation. So here we can see, here we have JS switch, and here they have mentioned the syntax. So if you want like in any case you just forgot the syntax of switch, you just gonna go here, copy and paste this, and they have showed you an example also about the switch case. So in this case they have like showed the date of day and date of the day. So this is the documentation part that I wanted to tell you. So now we have made a function, and also we have covered the switch statements. So it's like so default, yeah, I was just about to cover the default also. Run switch code. Okay, if just by calling the function we are running this code again and again. So I can just do a lot of calculation. So what if I want to multiply 20 by 76, 756, and now I want to do this huge number division. So I can do this. So I'm just performing the calculation here just by using our function. And now I'm doing multiplication. So as you can see, we are just performing a lot of things, but just by using our functions. So I can multiply, I can divide, I can add things. So just by using this line of this function, I can just do this like I can just make use of this thing again and again. Let me just show it to you. So here we got all our like calculation. So easy as that. So it's very easy. I hope you understand. So let me just know in the chat if you understood about the function and the utility of a function. Okay, and the default. Okay, but what if it doesn't satisfy any of the condition? Now let me pass mod here. Okay, where's the mod symbol? Here's the mod symbol. Let me just remove this. So what should happen if we pass something that is not present here? So what should we do in that case? Let me just show you in the code. We got nothing, but there is a special case in the switch statement called default. So default is invoked if any of the condition is not performed. So default, if any of the condition is not fulfilled, then execute this thing here. Let me just save it, and here we got invalid operator. So that is the basic, very basic use case of default. So basically it's a complete syntax for the switch statement. It's not so it's not so difficult. All you have to do, practice it once, and you are good to go. And before moving on, let me just show you one more thing about the function. So let me just cut this code and let's just save this to a different file. So now function can also perform some kind of action and they can return a thing. Okay. Okay. So there is a last thing that is remaining about the function. We have made a function, we pass some value to the function, and only last thing is remaining about functions, and that is called return. Let me just show it to you. So let me just made a function. Okay, function function, and you can name it anything. So I'm just gonna make a function called say hello, and we are gonna pass a name here. So name, okay, name, and we can just like return this thing. What is this returning? Basically, let me just show you. Where, and we are gonna make a string called greeting. In that string we are gonna say hello plus name. So here we are going, greeting is going to be equals to hello Sanjay. If I am passing Sanjay here, so it's gonna be hello Sanjay, and we are gonna make a variable to store this thing. So let's just call the function say hello with my name Sanjay. Okay, now we can return this greeting value. And what is this return is, let me just show you. Now this function is like making a special variable, and now this is returning this variable, and we can save this thing into another variable. So we can see result is equals to this, and now we can console log this or document. Let's just document.write result. Okay, so if I'm passing Sanjay here, we are gonna get hello Sanjay inside our document, hello Sanjay. If I'm passing hello Mukesh, oh, I'm gonna choose a name from the chat, Akshay Papa. Okay, I'm just gonna cover the switch statement again, that's why I have written this thing here. I'm gonna use a simple. What is a bug? Bug is a basically a coding error. Bug are of very different times. It could be syntax error. Like what if I used a different kind of thing here? Like this is gonna call a fallen error. So it's a syntax error, or it could be anything. So Naveen, I'm gonna use your name for the passing of the parameters. So I'm gonna pass the Naveen detail, and let me just save it. So it's gonna say hello to Naveen. So here we got hello Naveen Patel. So that's the third thing our function have. Let me open our code. Okay. So this is basically a third part that a function could use. So we have completed functions. Function can have some parameters, and function can perform any kind of code, and function can return some value, and we can save that value into any other variable. So these are function in a nutshell. Okay. Okay, so what should I explain once again? Can you tell me? Can you do a project also? Yeah, I'm gonna do project tomorrow, Akash. Don't worry about that. And that project, we are just gonna use functions and conditional statements. That's all. Okay, it's a good idea, Yashraj. Let's make a function that's gonna take input from the user. Okay. So here we are gonna take input from the user. Uh, let's just make it here. So where name and prompt, enter your name, and then we are gonna pass this here, and we are gonna save this thing into a variable say hello. So now let's see what is happening. As soon as I refresh, I got enter your name Sanjay, and let me just say okay, and it says hello Sanjay. So that now we have used a prompt, a function, also variables, and document.write. So like we are using a lot of things in a single thing. Okay. No, all arrow functions are like it, they are going to take a little bit more time, and the most of the people here are very new to programming. That's why I'm just skipping. Okay, I'm gonna explain the function concept again. What is a good book for JavaScript? Basically, in today's time, yes, incredible you. I'm gonna explain a function one more time. Don't worry. So basically, what we say, in today's time, I don't feel like books are very much necessary to understand the programming. Lot of wizard recursion is a very advanced topic, so please don't use the big guns now. If you people want to know about these advanced concepts, you have to like join to the complete course. There we are going to cover full stack development from HTML to React, MongoDB backend stuff, and all of kind of these things. With where foo, can you explain like with where foo? Why should you wanted to use the foo name? Okay, I can explain this. Yes, I'm okay. Let's explain. Let's have a look at the function again. So what are functions? Function are just a block of code that we can call again and again. So to make a function, just write function, name a function. So I'm gonna write my function. Use this basically parenthesis here, and inside this curly braces, you can write any kind of code. So here you can pass any data. So I'm just gonna pass some value or any, you can name it anything. Now I'm gonna going with a comma b. Now you can call this function as much as time you want. So I'm gonna call my function, and now inside this parenthesis you can pass the data like 3 comma 4. Now it's gonna be accepted by a and b. So that is the thing. Basically you're gonna pass some values here, and these values are going to be gonna equal to this value. So 3 is gonna be equals to a, 5 is gonna be equals to b. Now you can perform some kind of like calculation or any kind of cool stuff inside the function. So now I'm gonna add the function. So sum is equals to a and b. So now I'm adding the a and b. Now I can return this thing. I can return the sum. So I'm just returning the sum. Now this function is gonna add 3 and 5, and it's gonna return the value. Okay, so 3 and 5 is gonna be added by the function because it accept two data a and b, and we are gonna add this a and b, and then we are returning this a and b. And if we are returning this a and b, we have to save this thing anywhere. So for that we are gonna use a variable, and you can just name the variable anything. And now my function is gonna add these two number, and it's gonna return the value, and we are gonna save this value to another variable called result. Let me use my pen to show this you in action. Let me just give it okay, where is my pen? It's not opening. Where's the pen? Where's the pen? Okay, I think it's hidden inside. Okay, I got my pen. So in this case, we are passing 3 and 5, and this 3 and 5 are gonna be accepted by A and B. Now A and B are equals to 3 plus 5. Now we are gonna add this, and we are gonna store this thing to this variable. And now we are returning this sum here. We are returning this sum, and this returning sum is gonna be saved by the result. That's all. So I hope you understand about the function, and it this like don't worry, we are gonna use this thing again and again, again and again. So you know what happens when you do like a simple thing or a very difficult thing again and again on regular basis, it just become your second nature. So this is what happens in coding, because once you start your development career, these thing you are gonna do these thing day and night. So now right now I feel like I'm talking to computer. Whenever I do code, I just feel like I'm talking to computer. So yeah, I didn't use okay. So okay, let's moving on. I think you got the functions. Let me know in the chat if you understood about the functions. In the chat, please do let me know so that I can continue. Okay, yeah, incredible you. I am here to just explain you things, even if it's a very small session, but I'm gonna make you understand each and every concept. If you want to take input as a and b, you can first just do this. Make another variable like you can write capital A here, and you can take prompt, enter a and b. and now all you have to do is pass A and B here. That's all. Very simple. Very simple. You can just do this thing. So here you can pass anything. So I'm very impressed with you because you just thinking. So that's the first step of learning programming. That you have to like uh, like uh, understand the concept, and then you have to have some idea that what we are going to do with this, what we are going to do with this. So that's the very core concept of development, because anyone can like just understand the syntax and all, but how to use this are a very like a very good thing that a developer should have. And okay, what kind of spamming we are having? Okay, moving on. So I think we have covered functions and condition statements completely. Let me just save it. And before moving on, let me just make you understand about the document so that we can access this basically web document and we can modify this. So you can modify this document here, this website here. All you have to do, you have to write document dot write. Okay, I think I told you about this. So as you're gonna save this, you're gonna get this, and I think we could do that. I don't know. Let me just use this. Okay. So you can just write HTML also here. So here I have written. Let me just make my screen little bit much more visible, and let's just remove this. So I am just writing hello world here just by using document.write. I can just write a whole like whole HTML inside of this. So h1 and document.write. This is a paragraph. Then we can write document.write. So here I can do like h2, and here I can write hello JavaScript, hello JS. So just by using this document hello JS, I can write anything here in the document, basically in the web page. And what this actually document is, in a nutshell, document is just our access to this HTML page. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all about the document. Explain is Arani. What is this actually? Arani is your VS Code gives suggestion, but in it's not giving in my. Is there in setting for that? Yes, Sandeep Roy. I think I named pronounced your name correctly. For that, you have to use extension called Copilot, or you can use Tab9 also. Someone in the chat told me about that extension tab9 tab, and I think let me just write the tab9 here. Tab9, that's the spelling. So use this extension tab9 for like suggestion. What is a nutshell? Nutshell just means in basic language. That's all. We must create the JS separately. Okay, Prabhajit Singh, let's make our JS file separately. So we can also make our JS file separately. In this case, we are writing whole our code inside the same HTML document. But what we can do, we can make a different file, and we all we have to do, like make a different file. Okay, let's just make a different file, and I'm gonna name it index.js. You can name it anything. Now you have to link this index file inside your basically HTML. For that, use link, and then you don't have to use this thing here. Okay, so all you have to link the file similarly as you are linking the CSS. Okay, so that's the thing that you want to do. Difference between write and console.log. I have told you this thing. Console is gonna show you like thing in the console, and document.write is gonna show you the result on the basically document we use to manipulate the HTML documents. Okay, nothing. Okay, so let me just link our file. For that, you can use the script tag here, script. Then you have to mention the path. So here you can do source, and just by using this, and let me just close this. So basically, it's a boilerplate code. Boilerplate code is like how to use the thing normally. So just by using this, we are gonna access this script file here. Let me just disable this now. So as you can see, if I'm gonna write something here, console.log hello from different file, and we are gonna get our output in the screen. Where is my output? Okay, here it is. So let's come to the end. Let me refresh this. So we got our output from the different file. So I didn't told you about this in the first session because I don't feel like in a small session, this session is all about JS, not about how to link the things. That's why. But you can do this thing also. It's very easy. Just mention the script tag here and mention the path here and make a different file, and that's all. Mm, where I just give me a second. I'm facing little bit issue with my stream. Okay, I'm back again. Yes. Can you take my one beside of taking of can one line easier? Okay. What is like a source right now? Okay, Varun, you don't have to worry about this. Basically, we are connecting our JS file with our HTML file. Similarly, we are connecting CSS to our HTML file. Exactly, we are. If you know a little bit about CSS, it's more or less same. How can we control CSS with the JavaScript and the HTML? Tomorrow we are gonna do that. Okay, let's moving on. So now we have made a different file about for our JavaScript, and we are just like gonna write all our JS code here, and here we are gonna have our HTML code only. So let me just write something here. H1 H1 hello JS, and let me just save this. So now we have hello JS. Let me just refresh this thing. Okay, have I did any mistake? Titles. Okay, I think I have misspelled something. That's why it's not showing. Okay, okay. Now we are going to write our all of our JS code here. It's gonna be little bit cleaner, I think. If you want, Karan, what you want to understand? I haven't got your answer. Can you take my ones beside of taking one line easier? Also, can you just do a quick revise to all the function details in JS? Because there is a lot of syntax which is different in function. I think there are a lot of things and it's gonna take all of our time. That's why I'm not like covering up that thing. For that, you can just watch my previous lectures, because in that session I think we had a lot of time, so I covered all of these things in that lectures. So before ending this session, let's just make a loop. So for loop, what if you want to do a line of code again and again? For that case, we use loops. Hmm. So let me just show you. What if I want to console.log a table like number from 1 to 10? So console.log 1, console 2, and 3 similarly. So this thing is by using this thing, we are gonna get output of 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But what if I just want to do this thing in a single line? For that, we are gonna use a loop. What? So its loops are very easy. All you have to do for. So it's a basically it's a syntax. Now var is equals to 0 and I less than equals to 6 and basically 5 and I equals to I plus 1, and inside the code we are gonna console.log. I'm gonna explain this thing, it's very easy. Okay, now we are gonna get number from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again we are getting same output but just by using this line of code. So let me just explain this thing. So it's called a for loop. Okay, we have a while loop, do while loop, but we have three kind of loop basically. It's a for loop, and using for loop is easy. All you have to do is use syntax for. After the for, in the first part, use a variable name. So I'm using variable called I. You can name it anything. I'm using variable I. And after that variable, you have to mention the initial position of the loop. Initially we are going to starting from 0, and then use semicolon here. After the semicolon, write the condition, how for how much time you want to like execute this part. Okay, what should be the condition, that if this condition is gonna true, we are going to execute the code that is gonna return inside this curly braces. So I am saying, until and unless I is less than equals to 10, just repeat the code, and after each repetition increase the value of I by adding plus. So in this line of code, we are initializing our value 0, like start loop from 0. After that, run the code until and unless I is lesser than 10. So if the I is greater than 10, this line of code is not going to be executed and loop is going to be stop. Okay, and after each iteration, I should be equals to I plus 1. So in the first iteration, I is equals to 0 plus 1. Why 0 plus 1 in the first iteration? Is going to be 0 plus 1, because I is equals to 0 in the first iteration. So that is a very basic loop. And then after that, we can just show anything here. We can do anything inside it. We can say hello inside the code, and here you can see we got, let me refresh it. So we got hello in the 10 times. So here it's showing hello 10 times. Let me just make I use of I here. Let me just refresh. So we got hello 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Why 9? Because 10 at the moment when I becomes 10, I is not lesser than 10. So this loop is gonna stop here. So that is basically a loop. I know loop are a little bit confusing, but we are not gonna use loops for our project. So basically I just want to show you how actual loop basically works. That's all. Types of loop, first loop is for loop, then we have while loop. So while loop is almost same as the for loop. The only difference is in the syntax. And then we have do while loop. And do while, okay, you should have, yes, you can use greater than this. So this operator, whenever I is less than or equals to 10, you have written yes Raj, you have told me a right or wrong. Yes, it's right. So this loop is gonna be running over for the 5 times in your case. I'm not talking about a WhatsApp group. I'm talking about basically the Let's Upgrade group. What is the use of loops? We can use while loop. It completely depends. I feel like for loop and while loop are almost similar, because only difference in the do while loop, basically in for loop and while loop, are of syntax. So like for loop JS. So you can see the syntax here. So it's almost more or less same. So here we have for loop, and so this is basically while loop. It's same as the for loop, but in the for loop, while loop, only thing is going to change, that this part is going to be removed from here and this part is going to removed from here, and instead of for, just write while here. Okay, now the part that now initial condition we have to write outside of the loop. So in until and unless, and and we have to upgrade the value of I inside the loop. So I is equals to I plus 1. So that is the basically changes we do for the while loop. So make a variable I equals to 0, and until and unless I is less than or equals to, in this case less than equals to 10, perform this line of code. And in this line of code I have written that, also I have also written that increase the value of I by 1. If I haven't written this line of code here, then the value of I is gonna be 0 forever, and this loop is gonna be executed for unlimited amount of time. So we are gonna fall into an infinite loop. So it's a basically a bug. Somebody asked me about the concept of bug, so it's a bug. So let me just refresh it, and we are gonna fall into a infinite loop. So like my browser is crashed, is gonna crash because we are gonna be fall into an infinite loop because the value of I is gonna be 0 forever. So I think it's already crashed. Okay, my browser has crashed because we have made a mistake of like not intentional mistake of not increasing the value of I. Let me just close it and let me just do I plus plus. So here I plus plus is same as I equals to I plus 1. So basically it's a shorthand for I equals to I plus 1. So you can just write I plus plus. That's all. So and there is one more loop called a do while loop. So that's also similar. All you have to do just cut this code here from here to here and write do here. So that's syntax for do while loop. I equals to 0. There is only difference is that even if the condition is like false, this loop is gonna execute it one more time. But I feel like this is like out of this course, so matlab, scope of this course. So that's why. So that's enough, and that's enough for us to like design our project, complete project. And let me have a look at the project if I can find the demo of the project today. So let me just show you about the project. I think this is the project that we are gonna do tomorrow. I hope it's working. I just completed this project. So don't worry about this. It's gonna be all we are gonna do. Use the thing that we have learned so far. Only thing that we are gonna do learn new thing tomorrow is like these things, and each and everything you can understand very easily. Like there is a if else statement, and only thing that we are gonna make use of our if and else statement. So that's all. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Let me just show you about. Okay, I think our project has been opened. So here we have a game basically. In that game, we have to guess the number. Let me just remove. And in this number, basically, you have to guess the number. And if you're guessing a wrong number, it's gonna show you you have guessed a wrong number, and gonna get 20 chances to guess a number. A number is always going to between 1 and 0. So if I'm guessing 19, so it's gonna show number is too high. So now if number is 14, it's showing too high, means the number is lesser than 14. Let me just go with 10 and 9, and as soon as I guess the correct number, it's gonna change the screen. So that's the project that we are gonna cover tomorrow, and tomorrow's lecture is gonna be very exciting. Okay, so do you have GitHub? Yes, I do have a GitHub and LinkedIn, because every developer have a LinkedIn and a GitHub account. So I hope you understand today's concepts about the basic about loop and basically about the function. Functions are the most important thing that you have learned today. So let's meet tomorrow so that we can like make this project tomorrow together. So let's meet tomorrow, and before ending this session, happy Mahashivratri once again. So, okay, bye bye. Have a nice day and nice night. And let's meet tomorrow to complete the session. Okay, bye bye.